My beloved child, I am speaking to you with the voice of awakening, with the breath of mercy, and with the urgency that only rises when heaven trembles for the destiny of someone I love. Something heavy has been set to approach you tomorrow, a shadow that intends to slip into your life, seeking to weaken your faith and cause your soul to collapse. But in that very hour of danger, my beloved child, I am standing right before you, stretching out my arms to cover you, and I declare that nothing can touch the life of one who belongs to me if that one knows how to take refuge in my name. My child, have you ever paused and reflected on the hidden power within a single name? A name that when whispered through your tears lifts your heart out of the abyss. A name that when cried out in desperation causes darkness to tremble and retreat. I speak to you now. That name is my name, Jesus Christ, your Redeemer, the life of your soul, and the shield over your entire existence. It is not accidental that your heart finds comfort when it remembers me. It is not accidental that fear inside you weakens the moment you call upon my name. It is the operation of a promise sealed in blood, established by the throne of glory itself, that whoever calls on my name will be heard, will be rescued, and will be shielded from every arrow sent from the realm of darkness. Do you know this? My little one, what is happening around you is not random, not merely the push and pull of fate or the coincidence of life. A quiet battle is unfolding in the unseen realm where dark spirits attempt to weave traps to make you stumble, where unlawful plans are arranged to strike you at the precise moment you are weary. Yet in that same realm, the armies of heaven, under my command, are forming a fortress around you. They stand silent but mighty, waiting for the moment I speak a word of defense over you. Still, my child, I want you to understand this. My protection is activated the moment you open your mouth and call my name. When you express your trust, when you choose to place your trembling steps into my very hands, my child, have you noticed that each time your soul is wrapped in anxiety, the moment you whisper, Lord Jesus, your mind suddenly finds a way out? Have you noticed that simply mentioning me seems to lighten the atmosphere around you, loosening the invisible pressure gripping your chest? That relief does not come from self-soothing, nor from your own willpower. It comes because, in that moment, my name, power above all powers, has touched your soul, silencing every voice of panic, scattering every lie of the enemy, and breathing life back into your inner being. My beloved child, I want you to know this as surely as you know you are breathing. My name is not merely a sound. My name is a dominion. My name is a fortress. My name is a gate that opens to light in the middle of the darkest night. My name is the place where every chain dissolves, where every shadow recoils, and where every scheme against you shatters. Therefore, when I tell you to take refuge in my name, I am giving you the secret to escape what is set to come against you. You cannot fight by your own strength. You cannot resist what you cannot see. But when you place your life beneath the shelter of my name, every threat against you must bow, for nothing can surpass my power. Do you know why I have come to you at this very moment? It is because the hour is too near, and I do not want you to face what is approaching without the armor of faith. I have seen your footsteps grow weary after days of silent battle. I have seen your heart weighed down by burdens no one else understands. I have seen your restless nights, where your soul has not found true rest. And I know the tears you swallowed so no one else would worry for you. I see all of it, my child. And because I see, I have come. I do not come to rebuke you. I come to rescue you. I do not come to make you afraid. I come to lift you out of the pit. I come because you belong to me, and I will never allow the enemy to take those whom I love. The moment you cry out my name, all of heaven moves, Light from my throne shoots forth like arrows, piercing the fog surrounding your soul. The looming figures approaching you are struck down instantly. The hidden curses meant to settle over your life are broken on contact. All of this happens because you have chosen to call upon my name, the name of the one who opens doors no one can shut, and shuts doors no one can open. My beloved child, do not let your heart tremble because of the things that are trying to encircle your soul. I know well that there are moments when you feel as though the darkness itself is closing in, surrounding you with invisible fears and nameless threats. I know there are times when a cold breath seems to sweep across your life, making you feel as if you are about to collapse before forces you cannot fully understand. But, my child, I declare this to you, whatever is frightening you has no power to surpass the one who created the entire universe. Nor can it shake the love that covers you every moment, every second. I see clearly the shadows around you and within you, the hidden corners of your soul that you have never dared to reveal to anyone. I perceive the quiet tremors within your chest, the heartbeat that feels as though it might break free whenever you face something beyond your strength. I understand every fierce wind striking your life, the sudden doors that slam shut, the unexpected disruptions, and the puzzled looks from others that make you feel as if you are trapped in a tightening circle. Do not think I am unaware. From my throne of glory, I have seen it all, and from that very seeing, I come to you with the gentle comfort that I have set aside solely for your soul. My dearly loved child, darkness can cause a person to tremble, but it cannot harm anyone who takes refuge beneath my wings. The dangers lurking around you may leave you unsettled, but they cannot destroy the life of one whose name I have spoken since the dawn of creation. Do not let the things your eyes cannot see make you doubt the one who sees everything. I speak to you with eternal truth. No scheme of the enemy can overtake the plan I have prepared for you. Every plot woven in the dark will wither beneath my light. Every intention formed to harm you will collapse the moment I speak, and every accusation raised against you will become meaningless when placed before me. My beloved, I know you have thought yourself too small to stand against the things threatening you. I know there have been nights when you lay awake under the weight of a vague anxiety, sensing that something unsettled was drawing near. I know there are moments when you feel as though the whole world has turned its back, as if no one truly understands the loneliness you have been carrying day by day. But, my child, I want you to know this: you are not standing alone. I am not merely near you. I am not simply beside you. I am walking with you, step by step, moment by moment, never taking my eyes off you, not even for a single breath. When you tremble, I am your resting place. When you are weary, I am your strength. When you are fragile, I am the life that lifts you up. And when you feel you cannot take another step, I am the one who carries you across the stony roads of your journey. Hear me, child. I am greater than every danger that seeks to attack you. I am more powerful than every force of darkness that tries to break your faith. I am stronger than every lie attempting to lure you away from the light. And the love I have for you, the love that led me to endure pain on the cross, never changes. It does not fade with time. It does not lessen because of your mistakes. And it does not disappear when you are weak. My love endures longer than your fears, stands firmer than every threat, and outlasts every battle you will ever face. Child of mine, every plot formed to harm you will turn to dust when I rise to defend you. My protection is not like human protection. It does not depend on circumstances. It does not shift with human intention. And it does not tremble before the powers of this world. My protection is a shield no one can penetrate. When I declare that you are safe, no hand can pull you out of the place where I have set you. When I declare that you will overcome, then even if the path is filled with trials, you will reach the destination because I am clearing the way before you. When your heart begins to grow cold with fear, remember that my light never goes out. When your mind is covered by dark possibilities, know that my victory was established long before your pain began. When you feel pressed on every side, listen to my words. I am right here. I am not standing at a distance watching from afar. I stand beside you as the source of light that tears through every layer of darkness seeking to imprison you. My light is stronger than any night, and it shines even in the places where you thought hope could never return. My beloved child, do not think that courage means the absence of fear. Courage is knowing that even when you tremble, you still hold on to my hand. Even when your soul is shaken, you still know that I do not leave you. Courage is taking the next step even when your legs are weak, because you trust that I am the one who keeps you from falling. Courage is not your strength, it is my presence within you. I want to tell you this, a truth I long to engrave deep into your spirit. Darkness is only powerful when you forget that light is within you. Fear only prevails when you no longer remember that I am the one who covers you. Threats only carry weight when you forget that I am the one who holds all things in my hands. But when you remember who goes before you, who fights for you, who shields you, then everything that once frightened you becomes small, like dust carried away in the wind. My child, lift your head. Do not let the darkness bend your soul. You were not created to live in fear. You were created to stand in the light. You were not formed to tremble before unseen forces, but to walk as one who belongs to the Almighty. Your weakness does not push me away. On the contrary, it is your very weakness that draws my hand closer to you to embrace you, to protect you, and to lift you above every danger that seeks to reach you. Remember this, in my hands, no plan of the enemy can be fulfilled. No arrow aimed at you can strike without being stopped by me. No curse is permitted to touch your life. No darkness can steal the peace I placed within your heart. You belong to me, and I do not abandon what belongs to me. My beloved child, before you step into what I have prepared for you, your soul must be ready, like a field prepared to receive seeds from heaven. There are layers of time-worn dust that have settled on your thoughts, and there are invisible worries that have slipped into the hidden corners of your heart without your awareness. That is why, before anything else, I want you to let me cleanse your mind from every shadow of fear. Do not treat fear as a passing feeling. It is a mist that can cloud the light I placed within you. Once fear takes a place in your heart, it causes you to doubt my love, my guidance, and my absolute power. I do not blame you for trembling. I know you are a limited creation. But I do not want you to let fear become a false prophet that convinces you of things contrary to what I have spoken over your life. You have faced moments that tightened your chest, slowed your breath, and made you feel as though you had been abandoned in a vast and merciless sea. But my child, I have never left you for even a second. Every time you felt darkness closing in, it was not because my light had moved away, but because you momentarily forgot the light that is always within you. I do not ask you to become someone who never feels afraid. I only ask that fear never becomes the master of your soul. Let me be the one who holds your heart, the warmth that melts every coldness, the light that chases away every night your soul must face. Hold tightly to faith, not as a lofty concept, but as the breath your soul needs to live. You often think faith is the fire burning fiercely inside you, or an overwhelming feeling that fills you with strength. But no, my child, faith is not a fleeting emotion. It is the foundation that keeps your soul standing when every other feeling fades. Faith is the anchor that keeps you from drifting in stormy days, the invisible thread that binds you to me when your eyes see nothing clearly, when your emotions shift, when your heart feels fragile. It is faith that keeps your soul from collapsing. I know there are days when you are so exhausted you no longer want to rise, There are nights when you want to give up because you cannot see a way forward. But your faith is still there, even if it is only a tiny ember, and I never despise that ember. I breathe the winds of heaven upon it to revive what seems extinguished, to turn that small ember into a flame bright enough to light your path. You only need to give me what remains, no matter how small. And when trials come, remember this: you are not to seek deliverance from the world. The world can only give advice rooted in human logic, guidance based on limited experience, promises shaped by fragile prediction. But I, the one who created heaven and earth, who placed breath within you, who sees all things from beginning to end, I know the path you cannot see, and I see the truth hidden behind every event you face. Do not rely on human understanding. Human wisdom sees only the surface, but I see the core. What the world calls impossible becomes the very moment when my miracles unfold. When you search for solutions in the world's way, you will only receive confusion. But when you turn your heart toward me, you will find peace that surpasses all understanding. Do not panic. Do not chase explanations for why trials come. Sometimes I allow trials so you may discover strength you never knew you carried. Sometimes I let adversity draw near so you learn to run toward me instead of others. And there are moments when I use difficulties to reveal that I am redirecting your life according to a plan far greater than the vision you currently hold. My child, whenever your heart trembles, call upon me. You do not need ornate words. You do not need long, embellished prayers. Only one plea is enough, Lord. Please save me. Just that alone causes heaven to move. I hear even the faintest whisper within your soul, the unspoken prayers, the heavy breaths you take when you try to hold back tears, the long stretches of silence between the moments you struggle to rise above sorrow. I see it all. I understand it all. And I respond not with pity, but with my power, the power that can turn circumstances around, heal the spirit, and renew you from within. Believe this: not a single tear you shed falls without my notice. Not a single pain you carry escapes my understanding. I do not stand outside your life observing from a distance. I am here, right in the heart of the storm with you. When you think I am silent, I am in fact working. When you think I am far, I am closer than ever. My silence is not abandonment. It is the moment when I am arranging what your mind has not yet grasped. My child, do not forget that your cry for help never disappears into emptiness. Before you call, I already know what you need. Before you weep, I am already beside you. Before fear touches your heart, I have already prepared a safe path for your feet. The only thing I long for you to do is to place your trust in me, not with your reasoning, but with your whole heart. Offer me even the things that are unfinished, the confusion you cannot untangle, and the frailty you try to hide. I do not need you to be strong in order to come close to me. I need you to be honest. Open your heart, my child, and allow me to step into every shadowed corner within your soul. I desire to cleanse old fears, to heal wounds you have not yet named, and to renew the inner strength I have placed within you. I want you to learn to stand firm on the foundation I have already prepared for you, even when your eyes cannot see anything clearly. For faith does not grow on smooth ground. It is formed in the long nights, strengthened through trials, and perfected when you choose to take my hand and walk through the storm. Beloved child, this is the moment I invite you into a stillness untouched by the world. This is not the silence of isolation or emptiness, but a silence infused with the breath of heaven, a peace that only those called by name can experience. Let the feet of your soul pause for a while. Step away from the noise of burdens, from the suppressed worries, from the invisible words that have wounded your heart. I want you to enter a place where only you and I remain, where my love surrounds you like a gentle breeze, where my presence becomes an invisible armor shielding you from everything that is trying to unsettle you. My child, you must quiet your mind. Do not let thoughts rush like crashing waves, dragging you away from the peace I offer. I know your mind is always working, trying to solve what is beyond your strength, trying to predict every danger, trying to resist fears that have no clear shape. But peace does not come from control. Peace comes when you rest in my embrace, when you allow me to be your only refuge. Lay it down, my child. Release the burdens you have carried for too long, the burdens you believed you had to bear alone, the responsibilities that have worn your heart thin, the pain you never dared to speak of for fear of being misunderstood or dismissed. Give everything to me, for I am the one who can carry it all without letting you suffer one more moment under its weight. Let me touch the places where you hide your wounds. Let me cleanse the hurts that have not healed. And let me breathe into your soul the gentleness that only my love can offer. Do not fear when I invite you into this stillness. Many fear silence because in it they must face themselves. But my child, in the silence I give, you do not face yourself alone. I am there. I sit beside you. I place my hand upon your shoulder and say, my peace is here. The stillness I draw you into is not to make you feel empty, but to fill you with my presence, with the light I kindle in your heart, with the new faith I long to plant within you. My child, allow your heartbeat to align with my truth. Let each breath you take harmonize with the promises I have spoken since eternity. For when your heart beats in rhythm with my truth, fear loses its ground. When your soul aligns with my voice, the lies that try to suffocate you will vanish like morning mist beneath the sun. I want you to understand that your soul is far stronger than you believe, but only when you anchor yourself in me, the source of life, peace, and unending strength. Let your spirit rise above the invisible chains that have tried to pull you down. There are fears, memories, and old shadows that seem to awaken whenever you feel weak. These things want to grip you, to convince you that you are not strong enough, that you will collapse before you ever witness a miracle. But I declare to you, your spirit was not born to be imprisoned. You were born for freedom, for elevation, for seeing your life through the eyes of faith rather than the eyes of fear. And when you stand in my presence, every chain becomes powerless. For my light does not only break the darkness around you, it shines within you, releasing you from what has bound you for far too long. My beloved child, do you know that no created being in this entire universe can separate you from my keeping? There is no power in the heavens, on the earth, or in the depths of the seas that can pull you out of my arms. There is no force of darkness strong enough to break through the wall of protection I have placed around your soul. No curse, no rumor, no malicious act of humankind can sever the love I have for you. My keeping is not a temporary promise. It is an eternal covenant, written in my very nature, the everlasting one, the unchanging one, the one who sees all things and guards you in all things. My child, my eyes do not leave you for even a single moment. When you rejoice, I rejoice with you. When you weep, I hold every tear in my hand. When you are exhausted, I place my strong arm behind your back to sustain you. When you fall, I am the one who lifts you up before despair can swallow you whole. Do not think that when you are silent, I do not hear. Do not think that when you do not pray, I do not see. I look into your soul more deeply than you can ever look into yourself, and I know what you need long before your lips manage to speak. Therefore, my child, when I call you into stillness, I do not ask you to withdraw from the world to escape it. I call you to be healed, to be refreshed, to be rebuilt from within. The stillness I invite you into is the place where you can breathe without being pressed down, the place where you can cry without being judged, the place where you can speak your heart without fear of being wounded. I want you to know that true peace does not come from having everything in order, but from knowing that I am holding you even when nothing is in order. My child, come to the place where my voice is not drowned out by the noise of the world. Come to the place where you can hear me whisper like a gentle breeze. You belong to me. I want to fill your soul with confidence, fill your heart with new strength, and restore to you the courage you thought you had lost. You will see that in this stillness, fear will lose its grip on you. You will no longer see yourself as small, for you will begin to behold me, the one who covers you with his very eternity. And when you leave this place of stillness, you will not step out as one who trembles and hides, but as one who has been touched by my very life. You will not walk in your own strength, but in the strength I give you. You will not look at life with the eyes of fear, but with the eyes of one who has seen my light. My precious child, you carry within you something that even you have not fully understood, a gift placed into your soul before the first light was ever named in the universe. It is not a temporary gift, not something born of your effort, nor is it a random bestowal. This gift is a sacred thread connecting you to me, a pathway opened between the earthly realm and the heavenly one, allowing your soul to reach what is beyond knowledge, beyond the fears that imprison humanity, beyond the visible limits the natural eyes can never perceive. My child, understand this: not everyone possesses the spiritual sensitivity you do. Not everyone can feel my breath at dawn or hear my whisper in the dark nights when you once thought you were alone. You have been given a portion of the heavens, a gift that allows you to recognize my guidance with ease, to sense the moving of the Holy Spirit, to discern the tremors of the soul when I am pulling you away from the edge of the abyss. This gift, my child, is the key that unlocks what the mind can never explain. It helps you stand firm when storms arise. It keeps your heart glowing even when the night of trials hangs heavy. And it enables you to hear my voice even when the noise of the world tries to drown out the truth I have planted within you. Therefore, my child, I speak this to you: hold fast to my name. Let my name become your refuge, the fortress you run to whenever contrary winds blow, the torch that lights your path when you are walking roads no one else understands. My name is not merely a sound you speak. It is authority. It is kingship. It is power embedded deep within the very structure of creation. When you call upon my name, everything in the seen and unseen realms must bow. When my name is spoken from your lips, every mountain in your life, mountains of fear, mountains of disappointment, mountains of impossible burdens will move, not because of your strength, but because my presence goes before you. When you whisper my name in the days when your life shakes, the storms raging around you will fall silent, as though they have encountered a power far above their nature. When my name rises from your heart, the chains that seek to bind you, chains of brokenness, of doubt, of invisible curses, will crumble like ashes beneath my light. My child, do not think that such a thing is small. Do not underestimate the power I have placed within you when your soul aligns with mine. You are not merely a human being searching for light. You are a child of the Creator, one whose identity is declared by the one who holds authority over heaven and earth. You carry my image, my breath, and the imprint of the heavenly realm. And when you stand in the very position I have appointed for you, no force in this universe can stand against you. You are a child of the Most High. This is not just a phrase, it is a truth engraved in eternity. Before the oceans were set into the depths of the earth, I knew you. Before the stars were hung across the heavens, I called your name in love. Before the world formed, layer upon layer of rock and soil, I saw every day you would live, every breath you would take, every tear you would shed. You are not the product of coincidence. You were chosen, called, and placed in this very moment to carry a part of my greater plan. The trials you are facing are not meant to crush you as you once imagined. They are not punishment, nor are they signs that you have been abandoned. They are doors I have opened so that you may see the glory I am preparing to reveal upon your life. The hardship you now endure is not an ending, it is the beginning of a new season. A season in which you will stand in the clearest display of my strength. My child, remember the times you thought you could not make it through, yet I led you to the other side. Remember the days when exhaustion made you feel as if you were ready to give up, yet I placed within you a peace you could not explain. Remember the nights you cried in silence, when no one understood the ache within you, yet I was there, wiping your tears, placing my hand upon your heart, pushing back the fear that tried to swallow you whole. Every trial you are facing now is the same. It has not come to destroy you. It has come to draw you into a deeper dimension of faith, so that you may witness how I move in ways far beyond human reasoning. You are standing on the edge of a great unveiling that I am preparing in your life. Though you do not understand at this moment, though everything still seems dim, I declare that what I am doing will astonish you. Remember this, my child, when you hold fast to my name, you are standing in the center of power. No force can hinder you. No trap of the enemy can restrain you. No malicious word can diminish you. I will turn the very things that once wounded you into testimonies of restoration. I will turn the things that once made you weep into doors that lead to blessing. I will turn the darkest places of your inner life into the very places where my light shines the brightest. My child, stand firm. Hold tightly to the gift I have placed within you. Call upon my name whenever you tremble. Seek me whenever you lose your way. Run to me whenever you feel your strength fading. For I have never, and will never, abandon you. The days ahead are not days of fear. They are days of victory, days in which you will see my hand move in ways you have never imagined. My beloved child, there is something I desire to engrave deeply into your spirit when you place your trust wholly in me, withholding no doubt. You are opening a door into realities beyond the boundaries of human thought. It is not an ordinary door, it is the doorway of revelation, power, and miracles visible only to those willing to walk by faith. When you trust me completely, you connect your soul to the force that moves through heaven and earth. You allow me to accomplish in your life what the natural mind cannot comprehend. And I declare that those who step through that door will see what those who remain standing at its threshold will never witness. Therefore, my child, I am calling you forward. I am inviting you to step through the threshold I have already opened before your life. To do this, you must lay down the fears weighing heavily upon your heart. Fear is not truth, it is merely the shadow of what you have yet to understand. I am not asking you to be strong in your own power. I am asking you to be courageous enough to place your small hand into my mighty one. When you release fear, you acknowledge that I am greater than all that threatens your soul. And when you receive the victory I have prepared for you, you step into a path where darkness no longer has the right to touch your spirit. O child, listen carefully to the words I speak. The moment of danger is drawing near. But remember that the moment of glory is approaching even faster. The shadow of trial may stretch across your path, yet the light of my victory is shining right behind it. Do not allow your eyes to fix only on fear, while forgetting the one who stands directly before you. Do not let your heart tremble at the threat and forget that I am the one who reigns over every circumstance. I tell you with a certainty, stronger than the mountains themselves, trials may come to your doorstep. But the victory I grant will be the final word that remains. I am not a God who stands at a distance, watching you struggle through your storms and sorrows. I am Emmanuel, God with you. I walk with you on every road. I remain beside you in every breath. I see what your eyes cannot see. I hear what has not yet reached your lips. And I feel what you do not dare to speak to anyone. I am not one who merely observes from afar. I am the one who covers you, who upholds you, who guards every moment of your life. You do not realize that around you is a protective barrier the world cannot perceive. The angels I have assigned to you do not carry feathered wings or dazzling halos like human imagination often portrays. They are mighty spiritual forces, silent yet full of power, standing watch over every step you take. When you sleep, they guard your doorway. When you awaken, they go before you. When you enter challenging environments, they shield you from what seeks to pull you down. They are warriors of heaven, always ready to act at the command of my word. But, O child, I also want you to understand that your part in this battle is indispensable. The angels can protect you, but you must stand firm in faith for that protection to operate fully. You must open your mouth and declare my name, for my name is the key that activates the power of heaven in your life. When you proclaim my name, you declare that my authority outweighs all powers on the earth and beneath it. You are telling the darkness, I belong to Jesus, and nothing can touch me. In that very moment, darkness trembles, and invisible chains are shattered. You must rise with courage. Do not allow hesitation to take root in your soul. Hesitation is fertile soil for fear, and once fear takes root, it dulls your ability to hear my voice. Hesitation slows your steps, turns your head backward, and causes you to look at the storm instead of the one reaching out his hand toward you. My child, I did not create you to live in uncertainty. I created you to live with the assurance that you belong to me, that I uphold you, and that you are called to walk the path I have opened for you. Let me tell you this, you may be weak, but I am not. You may tremble, but I stand firm forever. You may not know what lies ahead, but I have seen the end from the beginning, and I have written your name not in the record of defeat, but in the blueprint of victory. I never lead you through a trial, only to abandon you there. I lead you through it to prove the truth of my words, to show you that my power is not mere speech, and to assure you that even in the darkest night, my light never fades. O child, stand firm, take a deep breath, and know that the very breath you hold carries the life I have placed within you. Lift your eyes and know that you are not alone in this battle. Step forward and trust that before every step you take, I have already stepped ahead to clear the way. There is no path you walk that I have not walked before you. There is no chasm you face where my arms are not already outstretched to keep you from falling. There is no enemy that approaches whom I have not already surrounded with my light. And when you place your trust in me fully, you will witness things far beyond anything you ever expected. You will see storms dissipate, the ground steady beneath your feet, locked doors swing open, and the things that once frightened you become testimonies of my greatness. You will see that I never abandoned you. I was leading you to a place where your faith had to be strengthened in order to receive greater things. Remember this, O child, your faith is the key that opens every door I have prepared. When you believe, heaven moves. When you believe, the impossible becomes possible. When you believe, you enter the flow of miracles. And when you believe, you will see me fight for you, protect you, guide you, and bring you into the glory I have destined for you, my beloved child. Today, I want to speak to you about something many people fear, yet very few truly understand the things your eyes cannot see. In every person's life, there are movements within the unseen realm, forces working in silence, battles unfolding right beside their souls without their awareness. But I tell you this, do not fear what you cannot see. Do not tremble before invisible darkness. Do not let vague sensations in your heart make you believe you have been abandoned. For even when your eyes see nothing, mine are watching over you. Even when your ears hear nothing, I am still speaking. Even when your mind cannot comprehend, I am still working to protect you and lead you forward. Remember this, my child, the world you live in is not shaped only by what is visible. Behind every circumstance, behind every emotion, behind every event that takes place, there is a spiritual layer moving underneath. There are attacks the enemy intended to bring upon your life long ago. But you never saw them because heaven stood between you and those plans. There are dangers you never encountered because my hand extinguished them before they could take form. There are curses, malicious ideas, and dark schemes the enemy attempted to plant in your path. But they vanished the moment my angels stepped beside you. Little one, there are things I keep hidden from your eyes, not because you are weak, but because I love you. If I allowed you to see everything unfolding in the invisible realm, your heart would be overwhelmed, your mind would be confused, and your soul would no longer find rest. That is why I cover, I withhold, I shield you from facing what you are not yet strong enough to understand. I let you hold on to one truth alone, no matter how thick the darkness becomes. My light is greater, no matter how many enemies rise. My power surpasses them all, no matter how invisible the battle may be. I am still standing in the midst, guarding and preserving you. There are nights when you feel uneasy without knowing why, moments when it feels as though your soul is being watched, seconds when your heart tightens for no clear reason. These are not inventions of your mind. They are signs of spiritual conflict taking place around you. But I say to you, do not fear. When you feel unsettled, I am closer than ever. When you sense something pressing against you, that is the very moment my angels are raising a circle of fire around you. You cannot see it, but the spiritual sky surrounding you is blazing with my presence. You cannot see it, but the enemy trembles because of the light that rests upon your soul. You must understand that the enemy always seeks to operate in darkness, in silence, in places where your mind is unaware. But child, darkness can never overcome light. The enemy may move in hidden corners, but I am the one who sees all places. They may form plans in secrecy, but I am the one who shatters them before they take shape. They may whisper lies into your thoughts, but I am the one who whispers truth into your soul every night. And every time I speak, the darkness is pushed back. My beloved, in the unseen realm, there are armies of light and also legions of darkness. Yet I declare to you that the army I send is stronger, greater, and far more powerful than anything the enemy possesses. When you pray, heaven responds not only with peace but with movement. When you call my name, angels leave my throne to come to your side. When you cry out to me, the invisible chains the enemy tries to fasten to your soul are shattered piece by piece. You do not witness this with your eyes, but every time you say, Lord Jesus, be with me, the entire kingdom of darkness trembles. And my child, I know there are moments you ask, Lord, why do I still feel pressure? Why do I still sense the heaviness? If you are with me, why do I feel the darkness nearby? Listen to me. Feeling the darkness does not mean the darkness has won. Feeling pressure does not mean you have been abandoned. At times I allow you to sense the enemy's breath, not to frighten you, but to show you that you are stepping onto the territory I have destined for you, territory the enemy never wanted you to reach. Darkness does not surround those who are lost. It surrounds those who are moving in the right direction. The enemy does not attack the nameless. It attacks those who are destined to shine. Beloved child, I do not protect you only from a distance. I fight on your behalf. I step into places you cannot step. I defeat what you do not even know is threatening you. I push back the things your soul senses but your eyes cannot see. When you think you are enduring harm, it is actually I who am standing before you, taking the arrows that would have drained your strength. When you think you are being tested, it is truly I who am blocking something worse from drawing near. When you think you are standing in the middle of the battle, I am the one fighting ahead of you, clearing the path so your heart is not wounded. You are not battling the darkness alone. I have stationed angels around you like pillars of fire. I have placed my presence around your soul like a shield of armor. I have placed my promise in your mouth like a sharp sword. And I have placed my spirit within your heart as the strength that keeps the enemy from crossing the boundary I have drawn. Yet you must also know your part. When you fear the invisible, you must call upon my name. When you feel pressure from the shadows, you must rise in faith. When you sense spiritual attack, you must lift your voice in prayer. For prayer is not merely words, it is the trumpet that summons the armies of heaven. When you open your mouth and speak my word, darkness retreats not because of your voice, but because of the power of my word flowing through your lips. Do not let fear of the unseen paralyze your life, for I see all things. I see the places you cannot see. I walk ahead of you into territories you are afraid to enter. I tear down walls you believe no one can touch. I guard what you do not even know is being threatened. And I love you deeply enough not to allow anything in the darkness to steal the peace I have placed within your heart. My beloved child, stand firm. Look straight into the future I have prepared for you. Hold my word in your heart like a lamp that never goes out. Remember this even when your eyes cannot see. My ears still hear when your hands cannot reach. My arms are holding you when your mind cannot understand. My plan remains perfect, and I, the Mighty One, the Eternal One, the one who fights for you, am always beside you. With every breath you take, every step you make, every moment you live, beloved of mine, when the first light of day touches your eyelids, when your soul returns from sleep, I desire the first thing you offer me to be that gentle breath, the breath that opens the door to a new day. Do not let your mind rush toward worries or unfinished things. Let your first thought turn toward me, as a sign that your heart is still seeking me in a world full of turbulence. The moment you open your eyes is the moment I long for you to return to my presence. Just as a child awakens and runs into the arms of their father, let that first breath become a prayer. Even if it is only a quiet whisper, Lord, I entrust this day to you. You do not need elaborate phrases or long prayers. A tender heart is enough to move heaven. The simple awareness that I am there, right beside you, is enough to make darkness tremble. When you remember me at the very first moment, you are inviting me into your day, and you are opening the path for a journey covered in peace that surpasses all understanding. My child, when you call my name, it is not merely a sound from your lips, it is the declaration that you belong to me. My name is not just a word. My name is a kingdom. My name is a refuge, a stronghold, a wall of fire encircling your life. In the spiritual realm, no weapon formed against you can stand when my name is spoken. When you call Jesus, my light pierces through the dark clouds the enemy has built around your thoughts. When you cry out, Lord, the invisible chains trying to tighten around your soul collapse like dust. When you remember me, my protection rises like the sun scattering night. Child, I am your fortress, not a wall of stone, but a shelter formed from my living presence. You see chaos around you, the instability that unsettles your heart, the hurtful words that weigh you down, the schemes of the enemy drifting like dark clouds. Yet in the midst of all this, I am the peace that cannot be shaken. Even when the storm of life howls around you, I remain unmoved. Do you know why? Because my very nature is peace. I do not merely give peace, I am the source of it. In the very center of danger, where you believe one misstep could break you, I, myself, am the solid ground beneath your feet. You cannot see all that moves within the unseen realm. But I see. You cannot know which traps have been set. But I know. And I declare this, if you choose to place your hand in mine, you will walk through what seems impossible without being harmed. My child, I am calling you to remember a truth the enemy desperately wants you to forget who you are in me. You are not a nameless life drifting in the ocean of humanity. You are not a lost wanderer drowned in the noise of the world. You are the bearer of my light. You are the vessel of my glory. You are the place where I have set the precious gem of my spirit. Within you is a light that darkness cannot extinguish, a strength this world cannot measure, a life that even death cannot touch unless I permit it. You may send the next passage whenever you're ready. I am here to translate it with the same care and precision. My child, you are the lamp of hope I have lit for those who are living in despair. When you walk into a room, the presence I have placed within you shifts the very atmosphere. When you speak a word of comfort, that word carries the breath of heaven. When you pray for someone, angels move according to your declaration. You are not ordinary, nor are you small in the way you once imagined. You are part of my kingdom, marked by my eternal love and covered by my grace. But the enemy does not want you to know this. It whispers into your ear, telling you that you are weak, that you are insignificant, that you have no worth. It tries to plant seeds of doubt in your heart so that you turn away from the truth I placed inside you. It does everything it can to convince you that you are not strong enough to fight, that you are not worthy of love, that you are merely a shadow drifting through this vast life. But these are lies. I speak to you in truth. You are strong in my name. You stand firm not because your strength is great, but because my strength is within you. My spirit in you is not only a comfort, but a power that pulls you out of darkness, a flame that burns away every lie, an anointing oil that restores you again and again. You are more than a conqueror. You do not merely endure. You will triumph gloriously. I do not simply help you rise. I lift you to a place where the enemy cannot reach. You are loved not because you are perfect, but because I have chosen to love you. My love for you rises above every mistake, every past, every failure, every wound. It does not decrease when you are weak, nor does it increase when you do well. It is steady, immutable, as unchanging as my very nature. My child, your life carries eternal value. You are not simply a being who exists for a few decades and then disappears. You are part of a story I write with infinite wisdom. Every tear you shed has worth. Every prayer you utter is preserved by me. Every step you take falls under my guidance. When you wake tomorrow, I want you to remember that you are not waking as an ordinary person. You wake as one who is covered by grace, noticed by heaven, held in my heart, and surrounded by my spirit. Tomorrow is not an uncertain day. It is a day I have prepared for you. And if your very first breath belongs to me, then the entire day will also belong to me. My beloved child, in the fragile moments of the hours ahead, I want you to place your whole being into prayer. Do not see prayer as a distant ritual or a duty to fulfill, but as the second breath of your soul, where you exhale your worries and inhale the peace that comes from heaven. Come to me with the simplicity of a child running back to a father after a long, wearisome day. Speak to me with everything your heart is holding, what you do not understand, what you fear, what you dare not tell anyone else. I do not demand eloquence, nor do I expect deep spiritual sophistication. I ask for truth from your heart. Even a single sigh is enough for me to see the hidden movements within your soul. You do not need to force yourself to appear strong before me. For in your weakness, I will lift you with a power no earthly force can imitate. Remember this, every prayer born out of faith, even faith as small as a mustard seed, is precious to me. When you whisper your plea, heaven shifts. When you call my name, angels listen. And when you release fear to take hold of faith, a new path begins to form beneath your feet. I am working not according to the pace you desire, but according to the perfect rhythm of heaven, where every moment is arranged to bring the greatest blessing to your soul. There are things you cannot see, but I see them all. There are spiritual battles you cannot comprehend, but I am fighting on your behalf. And there are layers of fog you cannot pass through, but I am already on the other side, arms extended, waiting for you. My child, I know there are moments when you feel as though your prayers are too small to move the heavens. There are times when you question whether your trembling voice is loud enough to reach my glorious throne. But I tell you this, as long as your heart turns toward me with sincerity, your words become a sweet, gentle incense rising to the very place where I dwell. Not a single word falls to the ground in vain. Not a single tear is forgotten. Do not fear that you are not good enough, strong enough, or worthy enough. Your worthiness does not come from you, it comes from my love for you. A love that surpasses your sins, your failures, and every limitation you have ever placed upon yourself. I am giving you what you never dared to ask for: strength to face the opposing winds, wisdom beyond your experience, and courage that goes beyond human logic. This strength does not come from your effort, but from my Spirit, the one who breathes perseverance into your heart when weariness rises, peace when fear begins to stir, and clarity when you stand before difficult choices. I give you resilience to remain standing even when you believe you've reached the bottom. I give you vision that human eyes cannot possess, so you may perceive what is being orchestrated behind the invisible veil of the spiritual realm. I give you courage to step into what I have prepared, even when everything around you seems to urge you to hesitate. You do not yet know that before you lies a door I have long opened, but it is only when you pray that the door becomes visible. I am creating a pathway where you once saw only dead ends. I am drawing out a road where you once saw only darkness. Do not let your eyes deceive your spirit. Do not let circumstances overshadow what I am doing. What you see is only the surface, but what I am orchestrating is unfolding at depths you cannot yet imagine. As you continue to pray, the fog will begin to lift, and you will see my fingerprints pressed into every detail of your journey. I know that today you are walking through uncertainty, as though standing at a crossroads without knowing which direction to take. But I want you to know this even when you cannot see the path. I am already walking ahead of you to clear the way. There is no turn I am unaware of. There is no storm I have not accounted for. There is no trial permitted to touch you without a boundary I have set in advance. My child, I am not only preparing the path, I am preparing you for the path. I am shaping your heart, expanding your mind, and strengthening your faith so that when you step into the new season, you will be able to hold firmly to the testimony of my glorious deliverance. And when the appointed time arrives, your very soul will sense the shift approaching, like gentle warmth spreading through the early morning air. When I open the way, you will know not through loud signs, but through a peace that settles into your thoughts, not through force, but through a soft and steady leading, not through thunderous prophecy, but through a tender whisper within you saying, "Do not fear, I am here." You will recognize that every step you took, every prayer you offered, every tear you shed has been woven together to form a journey that could only belong to you, a journey marked by my own hand. There will come a moment when the things that once confused you will become evidence of my power to rescue. The days that once filled you with despair will become stories you share with those who are walking through darkness. The things you thought were endings will become doors opening into new chapters. And in that moment, you will understand why I did not allow you to give up, why I did not allow you to turn back, why I did not allow you to sink into the fear you once believed you could never overcome. My beloved child, continue to pray not to change my heart, but to change yours, not to draw me closer, but to recognize that I have never left you. Pray so your soul may come into rhythm with the plans I am weaving. Pray so the eyes of your faith may open and see that I am standing beside you. Pray so that your spirit may grow stronger each day, enabling you to step into the deliverance, the breaking, and the victory I have already prepared for you. My beloved child, engrave this truth deep within the core of your being, even when darkness creeps in quietly, even when the schemes of the enemy seem so intricately woven that escape appears impossible, and even when everything in this life seems to rise up against you. I, the Creator of all things, remain seated on the throne with absolute authority. No force can override my dominion. No plot can destabilize the plan I wrote for your life before your very first cry. This vast universe moves by my breath, and every motion within it is held under my command. What do you imagine could hinder my will? Do you believe darkness can conquer my light? Never. My child, for when I decree a thing, neither heaven nor earth can reverse it. You are walking through trials that, at times, make you feel as though you cannot bear one more moment. There are mornings when your heart feels unbearably heavy. Evenings when you sit in silence and exhale the weight of questions you cannot name, wondering why the winds of adversity keep blowing against you. But remember this, what you are facing is only a temporary segment of a journey designed to strengthen your soul. These trials are not sent to destroy you, but to shape you, to awaken the hidden strength within you, and to activate the faith I planted in you long ago. Difficult days do not last forever, but my love for you endures for all eternity. The nights surrounding you will eventually pass, but my light remains constant and unmoving. You may not see what I am doing, but I have never ceased working. Your situation is not overlooked. Your prayers are not forgotten. I am orchestrating all things, those you call good and those you call painful, so that in the end they produce a result far greater than what you have asked for. The world may see chaos, but in eternity every piece is steadily being set into its place. I turn what is harmful into something that benefits you. I transform failures into lessons that mature you. I use your tears to water the seeds of blessings that are about to bloom. My child, I work in silence, but the outcome will be so resounding that all around you will have no choice but to recognize my hand. Therefore, I call you not to give up. Place your trust fully in me. Even when your reason is being pulled by fear, believe in my word. Even when circumstances stir doubt inside you, your faith does not need to be grand. It only needs to be genuine and alive. Step out of the invisible cages the world, circumstances, and the enemy have constructed around you. Open your heart wide to receive the new strength I am pouring into you. There are things I can reveal only when you rely completely on me and silence every noise of the world. Let me lead you into a deeper measure of faith where you do not only trust me when all is calm, but also trust me when the sea roars and the winds howl. In the moments when everything appears to be against you, that is precisely when your faith must speak louder than your circumstances. Tell your fear it does not have the authority to determine your future. Declare that I alone hold your life in my hands. When you step into true faith, it becomes more than words. It becomes a force that pushes back darkness, a light that guides your steps, a foundation that keeps you standing firm even when everything else trembles. And in this very moment, I am calling you to courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to move forward while fear still lingers. I do not ask you to be perfect. I only ask you to take the first step. Look back at what I have already carried you through, so that you remember if I did it before. I will do it again today. This courage does not come from your own effort, but from my Spirit breathing strength into your soul. When my Spirit prompts you to rise, rise. When my Spirit urges you to walk, walk. When my Spirit whispers that you are protected, believe it fully without hesitation. Oh, my child, the action I am calling you to take is not an impulsive response, nor a hurried movement driven by human emotion. It is an action birthed from the leading of the Holy Spirit, an action with purpose, with direction, and with a divine anointing upon it. Every step you take in obedience opens a new door. Every decision, rooted in faith, breaks an invisible chain the enemy has used to bind you. When you move according to my illumination, you step into the flow of life, of blessing, of breakthrough. I want you to know this: you are not fighting alone. I am going before you to clear away traps. I am walking beside you to uphold you when you grow weak. And I am behind you to shield you from unseen attacks. And a moment will come when you look back on the path you have walked and realize that everything which once made you tremble has, in fact, become the very stones that helped you stand firm. You will see that the closed doors were necessary so that better doors could open. You will see that the tears once bitter have now become seeds for a new season of joy. You will behold my glory not only at the end of the journey, but in every single step you took. When you believe, you will see. When you walk, you will arrive. When you obey, you will be lifted. My beloved child, keep your heart in peace. Do not let the voices of the world drown out my voice. Do not let the darkness convince you that I have been silent. My silence is not absence, it is preparation. Remain in me, trust in me, and soon you will see what I have appointed for you, something no one, no force, no scheme can take from your hands. My beloved, when the first light of dawn brushes against your eyelids and your soul returns from sleep, the very first thing I desire you to give me is that gentle breath, the breath that opens the door of a new day. Do not let your mind rush toward burdens or unfinished matters. Let your first thought turn toward me, as a sign that your heart still seeks me in a world filled with turmoil. The moment you open your eyes is the moment I long for you to return to, my presence. Like a child waking and running into the embrace of their father, let that first breath become a prayer, even if it is only a quiet whisper. Lord, I give this day to you. You do not need elaborate words or long expressions. A tender heart alone is enough to stir heaven. Simply being aware that I am there, right beside you, is enough to make darkness tremble. When you remember me in the first moment, you invite me into your day, and you open a path covered by a peace that surpasses all understanding. My child, when you call my name, it is not merely a sound leaving your lips, it is a declaration that you belong to me. My name is not a word. My name is a kingdom. My name is a refuge, a fortress, a wall of fire surrounding your life. In the spiritual realm, no weapon forged against you can remain standing when my name is spoken. When you call Jesus, my light pierces through the dark clouds the enemy has built around your thoughts. When you utter, Lord, the invisible chains that seek to tighten around your soul fall away like dust. When you turn your mind toward me, my protection rises around you like the sun driving away the night. My child, I am your stronghold, not a wall made of stone, but a sanctuary built from the living presence of my being. You see the chaos around you, the disturbances that shake your peace, the words that wound your heart, the schemes of the enemy drifting like storm clouds. Yet amid all of this, I am the unshakable peace. Even when the storm roars around you, I remain unchanged. Do you know why? Because my very nature is peace. I do not simply give peace. I am the source of it. At the very center of danger, where you feel as though one misstep could bring you down, I am the solid ground beneath your feet. You cannot see everything unfolding in the unseen realm. But I see. You do not know which snares have been set. But I know, and I declare to you, if you choose to place your hand in mine, you will walk through what seems impossible without being harmed. My child, I am calling you to remember a truth. The enemy hopes you will forget who you are in me. You are not an unnoticed life drifting through the crowd. You are not a lost voice drowned out by the noise of the world. You are the one who carries my light. You are the vessel of my glory. You are the place where I have set the precious jewel of my spirit. Within you is a light the darkness cannot extinguish, a strength the world cannot measure, a life untouched even by death unless I permit it. Beloved child, you are the lamp of hope I have kindled for those who dwell in despair. When you step into a room, the presence I have placed within you changes the very atmosphere. When you speak a word of comfort, that word carries the breath of heaven. When you pray for someone, angels move according to the decree that comes from your lips. You are not ordinary, nor are you as small as you once believed yourself to be. You are a part of my kingdom, marked by my eternal love and covered by my grace. Yet the enemy does not want you to know this. It whispers into your ear, telling you that you are weak, that you are insignificant, that you have no worth. It tries to sow seeds of doubt within your heart so that you may drift away from the truth I placed inside you. It seeks countless ways to convince you that you are not strong enough to fight, that you are unworthy of love, that you are nothing more than a faint shadow in this vast world. But these are lies. I speak to you with truth. You are strong in my name. You stand firm not because your strength is great, but because my strength is within you. My spirit in you is not merely comfort. He is power that pulls you out of darkness, the flame that burns away every lie, the oil that anoints you into continual restoration. You are more than a conqueror. You do not merely endure, you will prevail in glory. I do not only lift you up, I raise you to a place the enemy cannot reach. You are loved not because you are flawless, but because I have chosen to love you. My love for you rises above every mistake, every past wound, every failure, every scar. It does not decrease when you are weak, nor does it increase when you do well. It is steadfast because it flows from my very nature. Child, your life carries eternal value. You are not merely a being who exists for a few decades and then fades. You are part of a story I write with infinite wisdom. Every tear you shed carries meaning. Every prayer you release is preserved by me. Every step you take is guided beneath my hand. When you awaken tomorrow, I want you to remember that you do not rise as an ordinary person. You rise as one covered in grace, watched by heaven, held in my heart, and surrounded by my spirit. Tomorrow is not an uncertain day. It is a day I have prepared for you. And if your very first breath belongs to me, then the entire day will belong to me as well. Beloved child, live as one who knows they belong to the Almighty. Walk as one who knows they are deeply loved. Pray as one who knows heaven is listening. Speak my name as one who understands that it is the key that opens the doors of miracles. And my beloved, in the hours when the future before you seems like a whirlpool of uncertainty, I want you to realign your focus. Do not set your eyes on what might happen, for such things only stir your heart into confusion. Do not construct dark scenarios out of fear and imagination, for they do not come from me. Instead, fix your gaze upon me, the one who has overcome the world, the one who draws boundaries around storms, the one who holds the outcome of every battle. When you place your full attention on me, The chaos around you will gradually fade, and you will realize that victory is not found in what you can control, but in my very presence. Child, what I desire from you is not self-powered resistance against fear, but a full surrender of yourself into me. Do not immerse yourself in worry or invisible threats, for they only weaken you. Immerse yourself in my presence, where my everlasting kindness wraps around you like the gentle breeze of dawn, where my peace settles upon your soul like sunlight, dissolving the glistening mist upon the earth. This peace is not a fragile peace as the world gives. It is a peace that surpasses human understanding, strong enough to steady trembling knees, deep enough to quiet every storm inside you. When you step into this presence, every threat loses its voice. Every wall of pressure shrinks into insignificance. For you stand in the arms of the one who never fails. And when a threat rises like a poisonous wind seeking to invade your mind, remember that it was defeated before it ever appeared. In my name, the name before which angels bow, the name before which darkness trembles, the name before which even hell recoils, every force seeking to harm your life has already been stripped of authority. You do not need to fight battles too great for you, for I am the one standing at the door to guard you. When you call upon my name, it is not a ritual, it is a summoning of heaven's power. My name becomes an invisible shield over your mind, driving back panic, severing the chains of fear, and causing every dark scheme to dissolve like smoke before the rising sun. My child, let your heart be still as I speak this to you. I am inviting you into an experience of my protection at a depth you have never known before. Not through sermons, not through the stories of others, but through your very own encounter. I am not speaking in symbols, nor am I using metaphors for you to guess at. I am speaking a simple yet powerful truth. My protection is active in this very moment, surrounding you like a sacred ring of fire that no force can penetrate. You do not see all that I am holding back on your behalf, but you will feel the peace that I lay over you. You do not witness how many attacks are stopped before they reach you, but you will see the evidence in the way your life remains intact. You do not hear the footsteps of the enemy creeping near, but you will hear the whisper of my spirit saying, "You are safe in me." This is how I protect you, not through loud displays meant to overwhelm, but through the quiet strength that shifts everything in the unseen realm. Understand this, my promise does not waver. I will not abandon you, nor will I turn my back in the moments you need me most. Even if the earth trembles and storms rise as though they intend to tear your life apart, I remain the foundation on which you can stand unshaken. I am the rock no wave can move. When you take hold of me, you are not grasping at an idea, you are holding on to the very one who made the heavens and the earth. There will be moments when it feels as if the world is collapsing beneath your feet, when bad news comes in waves, when those you trusted turn away, when the things that once gave you security suddenly feel fragile. But my child, I want you to know no storm is strong enough to destroy what is built on my word. No circumstance can separate you from my embrace. Remember what I have already led you through. Remember the love I have proven in every moment you thought you could not go on. I was there, and I am still here, never afar. Hold tightly to my word. It is the lamp that lights your steps in your darkest days. When your mind is surrounded by the whispers of doubt, let my word drown out every other voice. When negative imaginations begin to stir fear within you, let my truth rise up and burn them away like fire consuming dry straw. My word is not something to read for knowledge alone, it is your breath, your strength against spiritual captivity, the weapon that causes every dark force to retreat. And my child, when you cling to my presence, something miraculous takes place. You are not merely protected, you begin to walk as one who has already overcome. You will not tremble at rumors, nor will you falter before threats the world throws at you. You will stand firm like an ancient tree in the heart of a violent storm. Because your roots are buried deep in me. You will walk through places where others fall. You will surpass what others believed impossible. And when you look back, you will realize that it was my hand that upheld you in every moment. Every step, every breath. I know there are things you did not see, but I saw them. There were dangers you did not recognize, but I stopped them at the threshold. There were schemes aimed at you that you never knew existed, but I caused them to collapse before they could even take shape. My child, one day, when I open your eyes to see the full picture, you will glorify me for the great deliverance that far exceeds anything you ever expected, and that day is not far off. I am preparing your mind for a new unveiling of my power, clear, mighty, and undeniable. When you pass through this season of testing, my light upon you will shine even brighter, and your testimony will lift many souls. My beloved child, do not let moments of silence make you believe that your prayers have not reached heaven. Do not let long days of waiting convince you that your faith has no meaning. I want you to know that not a single breath of yours is overlooked, not a single whisper forgotten, not a single tear unnoticed. You do not speak into a void, you speak to me. And I, the maker of heaven and earth, have listened from the very first moment your heart turned toward me. Your words do not disappear into the wind. They rise like a precious fragrance and are kept within my heart. My child, the silence you feel is not rejection. It is the space in which I am preparing something far beyond what you have hoped for. Understand this. My child, I am moving within depths that human eyes cannot perceive. The current of divine intervention does not always announce itself with noise, yet it is always powerful. When you think nothing is happening, that is often the very moment I am doing the most. When you feel left behind in the waiting, that is when I am rearranging every detail of your life so they align perfectly with the purpose I have ordained. You see only a very small portion, but I see the entire landscape. You see a door closing, but I am opening another one your eyes have not yet learned to recognize. You see delay, I see the perfection of timing. My wisdom surpasses every limitation of human reason. What I do may sometimes contradict what you expect, but it will never contradict what you need. You desire quick answers. I desire the growth of your soul. You long for a straight path. I long for a heart strong enough to sustain the greater blessings that are coming. You want immediate relief from pain. I want you to learn to discern my presence within the pain, so that when victory comes, you will know it was not your strength, but my power that carried you. Remember, my child, what you consider a delay is often the very moment I am preparing you for a greater revealing. I am never late. I arrive at the precise moment that makes my glory shine the brightest. In those days that feel hopeless, I am softening your heart, opening your eyes, removing what does not belong to you, so there is room for what does. The season of waiting is not meant to torment you. It is the season I have appointed to strengthen, deepen, and widen your soul so it can receive what it could not have carried before. There is a sacred rhythm to life that cannot be measured by human time. That rhythm is slow but steady, quiet but full of power. Every event in your life, both the good and the painful, is woven into that rhythm to compose a symphony that only becomes clear when you look back and realize that every note had its reason. Every tear you have shed has been used to water future fields of blessing. Every time you fell and rose again has laid a foundation that nothing can shake. Every storm you endured has carried you closer to the spiritual maturity I desire in you. My child, I know that each moment of pain feels far from easy. I know there were times you wondered why sorrow touched your life at the very moment you thought you had found a little peace. I know there were nights when you held your weary heart and could not understand why loss found you at your weakest. But I want you to know this: no pain enters your life without purpose. No tear falls without flowing into a river that leads toward my design. You do not need to understand everything now. You only need to trust that I am using all things, the things you like, the things you dislike, to bring you to the place you are meant to be. In every trial, you are being refined, just as precious metal must pass through fire to be purified. Your soul must pass through certain seasons of hardship to become stronger and purer. No one desires to walk through fire, but without fire, gold cannot shine. In every wound you endure, I am opening a deeper dimension of faith. In every place where you reach the limits of human strength, you are touching the limitless strength of mine. In every circumstance that seems destructive, I am planting humility, gratitude, and the ability to see me where others see only darkness. There are moments when you ask me, why do I have to bear this? And in my love, I answer, you are not bearing it alone. I am there when you hurt, when you worry, when you grow so weary that you want to give up. I am still holding your hand even when you cannot feel it. In your weakest moments, I am being strongest for you. Micah 7:8 says, though you fall, I will lift you up. This is not an empty comfort, it is a truth I have fulfilled again and again in your life. Whether you noticed it or not, every hardship you go through is a chapter in a story far greater than what you see right now. That story is not one of defeat, but of redemption, restoration, and triumph. Not a single painful chapter is written to end in despair. They are all leading to a new chapter where you will see me appear in radiant glory. When you have walked through enough dark seasons, the light I bring will make you understand why I never allowed you to give up. My child, do not make light of the process. Do not underestimate the value of the days you spend waiting. Do not look down on the moments that seem meaningless. All of these things are shaping the person I intend for you to become. One day, you will stand in the revelation I have promised, and when that day comes, you will understand that not a single moment of delay was wasted, not a single pain was pointless, and not a single tear was in vain. They were all woven into my design, so that one day, when you look back, you will whisper, Lord, you were there in every moment. Trust me, my child. Keep praying even when you feel surrounded by silence. Keep walking even when you cannot see the path. Keep relying on me even when your heart trembles. For I am doing a new thing, something greater, more beautiful, and more complete than anything you have ever asked for. My beloved child, I want you to remember this as a truth that never fades. Faith is not measured by the speed with which your prayers are answered. True faith is not the impatience that longs for immediate miracles, nor is it the restlessness that waits to see how quickly I will rescue you. True faith shines brightest on the days when all you see is darkness. It stands firm when every sign is silent. It remains unshaken when delay presses on you with a weight that feels unbearable. And it is in that very moment when my silence lasts longer than you expected that the seed of your faith begins to take root deep within the spiritual soil of your life. Do not think that delay is rejection. Do not assume that my lack of response means I do not care. My slowness is not meant to push you into despair, but to create room for your faith to mature. If every prayer were answered instantly, if every challenge disappeared with a whisper, would your faith ever need to grow? Would you learn how to stand firm? Would you come to know my power in its depths, rather than only on the surface, my child? The darkest moments in your life are not signs that I have withdrawn. They are the training ground of your soul. It is there that your character is shaped like clay in the potter's hands. It is there that your patience is stretched like a cord being strengthened. It is there that your dependence on me is deepened, rising beyond temporary emotion and beyond the desire for immediate results. I know you long for swift deliverance. I hear your heart crying, Lord, please intervene now. I know there are moments you feel you cannot endure even one more minute. But my child, if I removed the burden the moment you cried out, would your faith be tested at all? Would you ever learn perseverance? Would you know how to walk without seeing the entire map laid out before you? I allow the trials to remain for a season, not to torment you, but to refine you. Just as gold must pass through fire to be purified, your soul must pass through seasons of hardship to become strong, pure, and deep. Patience cannot be learned in warm and sunny days. It is formed in the long nights of waiting. Humility cannot be learned when everything goes well. It appears when you realize you cannot rely on your own strength and must lean entirely on me. And endurance, the virtue you need to finish the journey, only blossoms when you continue to stand firm while everything around you trembles. You often think the best thing I could do for you is to answer quickly. But sometimes the best thing I can do for you is to prolong the ending of the trial, so that you can discover the true value of hopeful expectation. A faith that survives only when life is easy is not a strong faith. Faith is proven real when darkness stretches long, when prayers seem to fall into emptiness, and when you see no way out but still choose to cling to me because your soul believes that I am working behind the veil of silence. My child, look back over your days. Were there not moments when you thought you would never make it? Yet you did. Were there not times when you begged me to end the pain immediately? Yet when I led you through the entire season, you realized you had become far stronger. These things show you that I never allow suffering without purpose. I never let trials remain without shaping something within you. Pain is not a meaningless wound. It is a refining fire. Delay is not abandonment. It is my silent work in the unseen realm. The days when you feel lost in the storm are, in truth, the days when I am planting deep roots in your soul, so that your faith will no longer be something easily shaken by circumstances, but will stand firm like a tree anchored deep in the earth. You do not see the roots growing, but they are the most essential part of what will keep you standing in the days to come. And my child, I also want you to know that there are moments when I allow darkness to cover your life, not to make you lose your way, but to teach you how to see me with the eyes of the Spirit. In the light, you do not need faith to know where you are going, but in the night, every step becomes a song of trust. You move forward not because you see, but because you believe. You advance not because you know exactly where each step will lead, but because you trust that I am guiding you. It is in that very darkness that your faith grows, deepens, and becomes more real than anything you have ever held before. Do not fear when you feel like you are walking in the night. It is there that I am closest to you. It is there that you learn to recognize my voice among 1,000 echoes. It is there that you learn to place your hand in mine steady, unwavering, unafraid. And one day, when the dawn of the Spirit breaks forth, you will realize that the very days you thought you were abandoned were the days when I held you the tightest. My child, I do not desire your faith to be merely beautiful declarations. I want it to become the solid foundation on which you stand, the breath that keeps you moving, the flame that lifts you when the world tries to pull you down. And that kind of faith can only be formed when you are willing to walk through the seasons I have ordained, no matter how difficult they may be. One day, you will look back on the journey of your own life and understand that every delay was preparation. Every pain was training. Every long night was the very place where your faith found its foundation. And when you stand in the light of the revelation I have prepared for you, greater, more beautiful, and deeper than anything you ever prayed for, you will understand why I did not answer you immediately. And in that moment, you will know that true faith was never tested to break you, but to build you into the person I intended you to be from the beginning. My beloved child, it is time for you to grasp a truth that many who follow me spend a lifetime learning. Obstacles are not sent to destroy you, but to become the silent teachers I have assigned to shape your soul. When I allow challenges to stand before you, I do not do so to make you fall, but to teach you how to rely on me in every breath, every step, every circumstance you face. I want you to understand that real strength is not found in your intelligence or your abilities, but in your willingness to run to me, the source of inexhaustible power. I allow burdens to rest upon your shoulders, not to crush you, but so that you may learn the art of handing them back to me, the one who can carry every weight without ever growing weary. You cannot learn the beauty of dependence unless you have tasted helplessness. You cannot learn humility unless you have faced something beyond your understanding. And you will never learn complete reliance on me if you always have everything within your reach. My child, when you see your life surrounded by things beyond your endurance, it is not a sign that I have abandoned you. It is a sign that I am teaching you to draw nearer to me than ever before. Leaning on yourself will drain you, but leaning on me will open a new stream of strength, one known only by those who surrender to me. I want you to learn to call upon me, not only when you feel like you are sinking, but sooner than that, deeper than that. Come to me not only to seek rescue, but to seek wisdom when you stand at a crossroads, courage when you face a challenge, and endurance when you must walk through long seasons where nothing seems to change. When you ask of me, you are not merely revealing your fears or needs, you are opening the door for me to pour new strength, new clarity, new resilience into you. In your prayers, I am not only changing your circumstances, I am changing you, my child. What I want you to understand most is that my timing is always perfect. There are things you want immediately, but immediately is not always what is best for you. There are things you beg me to shorten, but if they end too quickly, you will lose the lesson hidden within. I see what you do not see. I know what you do not know, and I orchestrate every detail according to my perfect wisdom, not according to your impatience. If I answered too soon, you would receive only the surface. But when I answer in the time I have appointed, you will receive the fullness of meaning, maturity, and blessing that the trial was designed to bring. In waiting, there is a lesson accessible only to those willing to humble themselves. Waiting is not meaningless delay, it is deep purification. It confronts you with yourself, your hidden pride, your misplaced expectations, the fears you once tried to avoid. It reminds you that you cannot control the flow of life, but you can choose who will be the anchor of your soul when the waves rise. In waiting, I am slowing your pace so you can hear my voice more clearly, so you can recognize that I am still working in the silence, and so you can understand that time is the instrument I use to shape what is truly enduring. My child, within perseverance, there is a beauty that fragile souls cannot see. When you choose to remain standing even as your legs tremble, I behold true courage. When you choose to continue praying though the answer has not yet arrived, I see your faith shining through the darkness. When you choose to believe, even when reason argues against it, I see your heart being refined to reflect my image. Your endurance is never meaningless. It is the evidence that your faith is no longer governed by fleeting emotion, but is anchored upon the solid foundation of my promises. Within trust, my child, there is a transformation that no earthly blessing can compare to. When you believe me, even when nothing is visible, your soul expands to receive something greater. When you believe through tears, your heart becomes tender yet strong. When you trust me in the midst of the storm, your feet grow steadier than the fiercest winds. Such trust does not merely shape the path you walk, it reshapes who you are from within. It makes you one who does not know me only through concepts, but through experience. It makes you one who does not love me only when blessed, but loves me even in hardship. Remember this, I never allow difficulty to come in order to destroy you. Every trial I permit to touch your life carries a sacred purpose to shape your soul into the likeness I intended. If the journey were always easy, you would never know what true stability is. If everything always went well, you would never discover how strong you are when standing before adversity. If I always paved a straight road, you would never learn how to recognize me in unexpected turns. My child, I am building a foundation that the enemy cannot tear down, and that foundation is forged in seasons of waiting, in long nights of prayer, in the moments when you must choose between giving up and continuing to believe. I am writing into your life a story that no trial can erase, and when that story reaches its completion, you will understand why I placed each obstacle along your path. One day, when you look back, you will see that the very things you once thought were hindrances were the stones that helped you stand firm. The days you believed you were abandoned were the days I stood closest to you. The moments you felt you had lost everything were the very moments I placed into your hands what you truly needed. And then you will proclaim, Lord, thank you for not yielding to my impatience, but for guiding me with your eternal wisdom. My beloved child, I know every heavy breath you take in these seemingly endless days of waiting. I perceive the quiet weariness within you when you long for a change, for a door to open, for a miracle to appear and soothe the pain that has weighed upon your soul for so long. I know how you yearn for reconciliation in broken places, how you hope to see your prayers bear fruit, how you desire that your tears would not fall in vain. But in all these longings, I speak to you with a voice, gentle yet filled with power. Do not grow weary. Do not lose hope. Do not allow the disappointment of a moment to overshadow the eternal truth that I am still with you. Waiting is never easy, and I do not ask you to pretend you are stronger than you are. But I want you to know that in every moment of your waiting, I am at your side, watching every movement of your heart, counting every tear that falls, listening to every quiet whisper you release into the silence of the night. When you feel as though you are walking alone, that is the very moment I am carrying you upon the wings of my sustaining grace. When you feel heaven has gone silent, that is when I am working most deeply in the unseen realm. Every trial you walk through is not a random storm, but a step in the spiritual journey of growth that I have appointed for you. Every sorrow, every stumbling, every day you suppress a weary sigh is part of the sacred lesson your soul must pass through in order to be stretched and perfected. My child, faith does not grow on smooth pathways. It is formed in the days you must fight through the storm, in the nights when you cannot see where you are going, yet you still choose to believe that I am guiding you. As Romans 5:3-4 says, suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. It is within this very process that you will become stronger than you ever imagined. Your lesson in this season may be patience, patience, not as sitting still waiting for a miracle to fall from the sky, but as laying aside the restlessness of the flesh and resting in the assurance that I am working for your good. Patience is not inactivity, but active trust. It is choosing to remain in my embrace even when your mind screams for escape or demands immediate solutions. Patience is the moment you whisper to your own heart, even though I do not see it yet, I believe, and I see every one of those moments. My child, your lesson may be humility, allowing your soul to be reminded that you cannot turn the course of destiny by your own strength. You were never designed to carry every burden on your shoulders. When you try to control everything, that is when your peace slips away. But when you bow before me and hand over the control you were never meant to hold, you discover true freedom. Humility is knowing that you are small, yet I am great, that you are weak, yet I am strong, that you are limited, yet I am limitless. Humility does not make you lesser. It makes you stand firmer because you rely on the one who never changes. Or your lesson may be discernment, learning to distinguish the path I open for you from the path shaped by your own haste or fear. Discernment is the ability to look beyond the mist of emotion and perceive my guiding hand. Discernment is knowing how to pause before a beautiful doorway that does not come from me, and having the willingness to walk through a smaller door anointed by my will. Discernment keeps you from being trapped in choices that look attractive outwardly but are empty within. This is why I allow you to pass through seasons of silence, not to confuse you, but to teach you how to hear my voice more clearly. My child, every trial carries within it an invitation for you to step deeper into your dependence on me. Every time you tremble, it is an invitation to lean into my strength. Every time you feel disappointed, it is an invitation to anchor your hope in the one who never breaks his promises. Every time you lose your way, it is an invitation to return to me, the one who remains unchanged, even when the world around you shifts. I know you have asked me many times, Lord, how much longer must I wait? And my answer, wrapped in love, is always this: until you are ready to receive something greater. My timing is never late and never early, it is always precise and complete. Ezekiel 1:2-8 declares, "The word that I speak will be fulfilled, it will no longer be delayed." When the season arrives, nothing can hinder it. When I open a door, no one can shut it. When I decree blessing, no force can withhold it. And my child, I want you to know this waiting is not a forgotten season. It is a season in which I prepare something glorious. You cannot see the room I am arranging behind the curtain. You cannot hear the angelic battles being fought on your behalf. You cannot feel the layers of work I am completing within and around your life. But one day, when the door swings open, you will understand why I allowed everything to unfold in precisely that timing. Waiting teaches you that true peace does not come from having every answer, but from knowing with certainty who holds the answers. Waiting teaches you that strength does not come from managing everything on your own, but from surrendering all things into my hands. Waiting teaches you that I do not merely desire to give you what you long for, but to transform you so that you may be worthy of what I will give. My beloved child, when you pass through this season, you will stand firmer before future trials. You will understand more deeply the love I have for you. You will see life through the eyes of one who has walked through the night and still emerged with light in their heart. And you yourself will become a living testimony to those weary in their waiting, declaring God never abandons his children. My beloved, never underestimate the lessons you are walking through. Do not despise the seasons that feel too heavy for you to carry. Do not reject the trials I have allowed to touch your life. And do not resent the moments of refinement, even when they draw tears from your eyes, exhaust your soul, or force you to confront the deepest vulnerabilities within yourself. These things do not come to harm you, but to strengthen you. They do not appear to break you, but to build you. They are not punishments, but gifts wrapped in adversity, gifts received fully only by those whose souls are humble and willing to open. My child, I see the moments when you weep in silence, when you whisper to yourself, "Why is this happening? Why have my prayers not been answered?" I know the days when you feel as though you are standing alone in the storm, surrounded by the roar of circumstances, by the accusations of others, by the silence of the world. I know the times when life feels overturned, when what you hoped for seems reversed in ways completely opposite to your petitions. But I want you to remember that in every one of those moments, I am still teaching you. I am still shaping you. I am still molding your soul into the image I designed for you from the beginning. My child, welcome challenges as a teacher I have sent to you in love. For within every trial lies something that comfort and ease can never produce. Ease may satisfy you for a moment, but it cannot cultivate depth in your spirit. Safety may allow you to feel comfortable, but it cannot form courage within you. Only true testing awakens inner strength, endurance, steadfastness, and an unshakable faith. As you walk through difficult paths, you will discover that spiritual landscapes open only when you have become stronger within, and you cannot reach that inner strength if you are always shielded by convenience and smoothness. Trials are the fire, and fire is where I refine you. Just as gold must pass through the furnace to become pure, your soul must pass through seasons you once thought you could never survive, yet when you overcome, you shine brighter, stand stronger, and resemble me more. Malachi 3:3 writes, "He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he will purify the sons of Levi." My child, I am doing the same for you day by day, hour by hour, moment by moment. Do not let your eyes fix only on adversity. Look instead at the meaning I am planting within your heart through it. When everything around you seems to stand against you, remember that you are not fighting alone. When what you are waiting for has not yet taken shape, trust that the time I have appointed is still drawing near. When you feel exhausted, that is the moment I want you to lean on my shoulder more than ever. When you cannot understand what is happening, that is when I am teaching you the lesson of trust, one no earthly classroom could ever impart. I am building within you a strength that ease could never provide. I am forming in you a courage that cannot be learned when everything flows smoothly. I am causing to bloom in you a faith that can only emerge from seasons of darkness, from turns filled with tears, from days when you must choose between giving up and moving forward. My child, every time you choose to rise, every time you choose to keep believing, every time you pray, even with trembling, those are the moments when your faith lights up the heavens. Do not reject trials, for they are part of the process through which I turn you into a living witness of my power. Do not flee adversity, for adversity is where I place the key ring that unlocks maturity. Do not deny sorrow, for often those very tears become the seeds of the joy that will come. When your heart feels crushed by disappointment, remember that I am preparing something greater than you imagine. When you find yourself at a dead end, know that I am opening a door you have not yet seen. And when you feel utterly powerless, that is the moment I can pour my strength into your soul. My child, do not underestimate the value of the lessons wrapped in adversity. I know that such gifts are not wrapped in beautiful paper, but it is precisely because of that they are precious. These gifts require you to open them with perseverance, with waiting, with faith, and when you do, you will discover what you could never have gained had you walked through life on soft, effortless steps. Know that what you are learning in this season is not merely to help you endure today, but to prepare you for tomorrow. Know that I am working, not only to strengthen you for the present, but to make you steadfast for greater challenges, greater blessings, and greater doors that will open before you in the days to come. Believe that every lesson I allow you to pass through carries a deeper purpose, a purpose for your complete maturity, your lasting joy, and your eternal good, even when you do not see, even when you do not understand, even when you have not yet touched the outcome. Believe that I am at work. Believe that I am shaping you into the person I know you can become. Believe that each painful experience is forming you into a soul that is strong, humble, and discerning, a soul able to shine light for others, to lift others, and to bear witness to my glory. James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy when you face trials of many kinds, because the testing of your faith produces perseverance, and perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete." My child, that is my word to you today. It is my assurance that what you are enduring is not random but is leading you toward the fullness I have prepared for you. So then, my child, keep walking. Embrace this season. Stand firm. Believe that what you are experiencing today is the very foundation on which you will stand in glory tomorrow. I am working in you at a depth, a breadth, and a strength you cannot yet perceive. And when everything is revealed, you will understand that I never allowed a single trial to touch you without attaching to it a treasure from heaven. My beloved child, open your mind to grasp a truth the world will never teach you. The world measures success by what the eyes can see, what the hands can hold, and what appears quickly. People measure the worth of a journey by how fast they reach the destination. They measure the meaning of a prayer by how quickly it is answered. They measure the level of faith by what they can quantify through emotions and circumstances. But my kingdom does not operate according to such fragile scales. Where I reign, what is most precious is not the immediate result, but the heart that can endure on days when no path is visible, not the change that comes instantly, but the persistence that refuses to surrender to despair, not the moment you receive what you desire, but the moment you still say, I believe, when every outward condition screams, impossible. My child, I see your faith growing not when you receive blessings, but when you stand in the storm and still choose to trust me. I measure your hope not on bright days when the sun shines, but on days when fog covers the sky, darkness surrounds you, and your heart aches yet still whispers, Lord, my hope is in you, and I measure your love not when you feel my nearness, but when I am silent and you still love, still seek, still follow. For true love does not waver with emotion. It stands firm upon the truth that I never change. Just as Hebrews 1:3-8 declares, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. You may not yet see the reason why I allow these trials. You may not feel the answer you have long prayed for through tears. The world around you may say that you are falling behind, that you are late, that you are losing. But I, the one who sees the end from the beginning, want you to know that I am still working in every detail hidden from your sight. The moment you feel my silence is the very moment I am weaving something beautiful and vast beyond what your limited understanding can contain. My child, imagine your life as a great embroidered tapestry. When you stand too close, all you see are tangled threads, mismatched colors, and dark patches with no recognizable pattern. You wonder, Lord, what is this for? Why are there so many dark areas in my life? But when the time I choose comes, when you are finally able to step back, when I turn the tapestry around to show you my side, you will be astonished. You will see that every thread that once seemed meaningless was in fact essential. You will recognize that every delay, every unanswered prayer, every sigh, every moment you collapsed in exhaustion was a vital strand contributing to the perfect picture of your life. I never allow any part of your pain to be wasted. I never let a single tear fall without purpose. Psalm 5:6-8 says, You have kept count of my wanderings. You have put my tears in your bottle. My child, every tear you shed is preserved by me as a precious part of the journey I am shaping within you. No pain is meaningless. No stumble escapes my sight. No sigh is forgotten in the realm of eternity. The world looks at you and says, Nothing is changing. But I look at you and say, I am changing you. The world says, You are failing. But I say, I am directing you. The world says, Your prayers are doing nothing. But I, the one who hears every cry, declare, In the time I have appointed, you will receive what you never expected. Remember the words of Habakkuk 2:3, The vision awaits its appointed time. It will surely come, it will not delay. What I have promised you will come neither sooner nor later, but exactly at the moment I know is best for your soul. Look at the journey of those I used in Scripture. Moses waited 40 years in the wilderness before leading my people out of Egypt. Joseph went through the pit, the prison, and betrayal before ascending to the throne. David spent years being chased and hunted before receiving the kingship I promised him. None of them walked an easy road. None of them saw immediate results. Yet every trial, every hardship, every delay was a delicate thread I wove into their lives, thread by thread, until one day the tapestry burst into glory. And, my child, I am doing the same in your life. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are held in my hand, the hand that is weaving, shaping, and continuing a story that, when completed, will lead you not only to thank me, but to worship me with your whole life. One day, you will look back and realize that the moments you thought you were lost were the moments I was redirecting you. The tears you cried over delays were the times I was protecting you from what was not yet ready. The prayers you believed were unanswered were the ones I was shaping into a greater response. The closed doors were the doors I shut so I could open one you had not yet seen. The pains that seemed unnecessary were the very tools that grew your soul. When you finally behold the full picture in its appointed time, you will understand that I have never done anything in your life by accident. Everything from the smallest to the greatest, from dawn to dusk, from tears to laughter has purpose, has value, and carries meaning. My beloved child, listen carefully to what I am about to say, for these words are not meant to soothe temporary emotions, but to tear away the veil, hiding the lies the enemy has been trying to plant in your heart. The enemy wants you to believe that unanswered prayers mean I am silent and distant. It wants you to interpret delays as proof that I am ignoring your pain. It wants you to see your suffering as evidence that you have been forgotten, left in a corner of life where no one hears your cries anymore. But hear this eternal truth: do not accept those lies. Do not allow your weary mind, tired from battle, to become soil where the enemy's destructive arrows take root. It wants to blind you to truth. It wants you to question, my goodness. It wants you to believe your prayers have vanished into emptiness. But what is the truth? My child, the truth is that I am present in your trials more than at any other time. When you tremble, I am there. When you cry out, I am beside you. When you believe I am silent, that is the moment I am working most deeply in places you cannot see. You do not need to feel my presence for me to be present. Just as the wind cannot be seen yet, its movement can be felt. So am I moving within your life in ways you have not yet recognized. I am working quietly, precisely, faithfully according to my timing, according to my plan, according to my wisdom. I am arranging every detail, every person, every opportunity, every circumstance in the most perfect order. And even when everything in front of you seems to be falling apart, that is often the very moment I am aligning every piece to build something far greater. My child, understand that I do not operate according to your emotions. I operate according to eternal purpose. I know what is coming long before you face it. I know what is best for you long before you ask for it. I know the right moment to open a door, and I know the moment when you are not yet ready to step through it. I know which door would harm you if it opened too soon, and I know which door must be closed to keep you from what does not belong to you. When I close, it is not rejection. When I open, it is not luck. When I delay, it is not indifference. Everything I do flows from my love for you, a patient love, a love that sees farther than you see, a love that beholds the full landscape of your life while you can glimpse only a few steps ahead. Delay is not a sign that I have turned my back. On the contrary, it is evidence that I am preparing. The hardship you are enduring is not a confirmation that you have been abandoned, but a testimony that I am refining. And an unanswered prayer is not a refusal, but a sign that I am deepening your faith. Some miracles require time to take shape. Some answers require you to grow so you may receive them rightly. And some blessings are so great that I must arrange each layer of your inner being so that when they arrive, you will not be overwhelmed, but instead stand firm and step into them fully. I know you want everything to be clear. You want the blessing to come immediately. You want the path to open right now. You want the pain to end today. I understand that desire. But my child, my understanding far exceeds yours. My timing is never wrong. My work is never lacking. I am leading you along a journey not only to give you a blessing, but to shape you into the person I have destined you to be, the one who can carry that blessing with strength, endurance, and purpose. My beloved child, do not limit your understanding to what you see right before you. Do not confine your faith to what your natural eyes can measure or what your fleeting emotions can feel. The world teaches you to trust what can be verified, but I teach you to trust the one who never changes. The world teaches you to believe in what is visible, but I teach you to believe in what is unseen. For Micah 7:7 says, "But as for me, I will look to the Lord. I will wait for the God of my salvation. My God will hear me." Faith is not the guarantee of immediate results. Faith is the first step when you cannot see the second. Faith is calling out to me in the night, even when no answer returns to your ears. Faith is the bridge that connects the invisible with the visible, the eternal with the brief moment of the present, your finite heart with my infinite power. When you call upon me in faith, even before the outcome appears, you are lifting up a kind of faith that no one can take from you. It is the kind of faith that moves heaven. It is the kind of faith that breaks chains. It is the kind of faith that makes darkness tremble. Every time you pray in faith, even when your eyes see nothing, you are sowing a spiritual seed into the heavens. That seed will bloom into strength, into peace, into wisdom, into endurance, and into blessings beyond what you can imagine. Every steadfast prayer shapes your soul to align with my will, the will that is good, perfect, and beautiful. And when you align with my will, you are not only prepared to receive blessing, you are prepared to become a blessing to others. My child, you do not know what is coming. You do not see the battles I am fighting on your behalf. You do not see the angels I have assigned to shield you from things that would have crushed you. You do not know how many dangerous doors I have closed, nor how many doors of goodness I am opening quietly behind the scenes. But I want you to believe this with all your heart. I am working, even when you do not recognize it, and nothing I do is accidental. There are times when my silence is not rejection, but an invitation, a call for you to come closer, quieter, deeper. There are moments when I do not answer immediately because I want to free you from dependence on your emotions, teaching you to stand upon the unshakable foundation of my word. True faith is not born when you have everything you want. True faith is born when everything you relied on falls away, yet you still cling to me. And then, my beloved child, there will come a day when you look back on the path you have walked, and you will realize that the delays that once caused you pain were the very seasons in which I prepared you most deeply. The unanswered prayers you once saw as failures were the foundation for greater blessings you never expected. The pains you endured became the very doors that led you into the maturity you did not know you needed. My child, today I am calling you to rest in my heart. Do not let the enemy use circumstances to steal your peace. Let your faith rise above what your eyes can see. Let your hope reach toward what I have promised. Let your trust be anchored in the one who has declared, "I will never leave you nor forsake you." Hebrews 1:3-5. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are standing right in the center of my plan, a plan that is perfect, profound, and woven together by my own love for you. And, my child, when the appointed time arrives, you will be amazed at what I have prepared for you, far beyond all you have ever asked or imagined. Now pray this prayer, Lord. In the days when my heart is shaken by trials and delays, Open my spiritual eyes so that I may see what natural eyes cannot. The enemy constantly pours lies into my mind, making me believe that unanswered prayers mean you are distant, making me think that delay is proof you have abandoned me, making me feel that the pain I carry means I am no longer remembered. But Lord, help me recognize that these are nothing but poisoned arrows aimed at severing my faith in you. Teach me to rise against those voices of doubt with the truth you have spoken. Show me how to step back, not to look at circumstances, but to look at you, the one who remains present even in the darkest moments of my life. Remind me that you are moving in silence, arranging what I cannot see, placing every piece in its perfect place to give me the very best. Grant me a discerning heart so that I will not agree with lies, but stand united with your truth. Beloved Father, I am walking through a season where my prayers have not yet been answered, and my heart at times feels weary and unsteady. But Father, do not let delay make me question your love. Hold my faith firm like an anchor in the storm. Stand close to me on the days when I feel forgotten. You know how much I long for miracles to come immediately. Yet help me understand that the most beautiful miracles always arrive exactly when I am ready to receive them. Give me perseverance, inner stillness, and strength to wait in peace. Deepen my faith so that even if circumstances have not changed, I may see that you are changing me day by day. I believe that when the fullness of time comes, you will turn every unfinished thing into something whole and good. Lord, as I walk through these prolonged trials, pour strength into my inner being so I do not crumble under pressure. There are moments when my heart feels as if it might break because the pain has lasted too long. Moments when I feel exhausted from holding myself together amid things beyond my control. Lord, embrace my weaknesses and transform them into strength. Teach me to see trials not as enemies but as teachers sent to enlarge my soul. Remind me that nothing you allow is outside your purpose, that no tear is meaningless, that no season of waiting is wasted. Continue refining me through your love, shaping me to become stronger, wiser, and more steadfast each day. My Father, your silence at times confuses me and makes me wonder whether you are listening. Yet deep within my soul, I know you never abandon me and that your silence is never your absence. Help me trust this completely. Give me a heart that believes in your hidden work I cannot see with my eyes but can perceive through faith. Help me trust that you are arranging all things, opening the doors that belong to me and closing those that do not. Teach me to trust your process, your timing, and your wisdom more than my own impatience. Lord, my emotions often sway me, feelings that rise and fall like waves. Some days I am strong, yet others I am fragile. At times I am filled with hope, yet on other days I am overwhelmed with worries that steal my sleep. Lord, do not let my emotions lead me away from your will. Give me faith stronger than my feelings, so that even when my heart trembles, my steps remain firm. Teach me that faith is not a feeling but a choice to stand upon your word, to believe what you have spoken, even when my soul is filled with uncertainty. Let my faith become the bridge between the unseen and the seen, so that every time I pray, I know you are working even when my eyes behold nothing. Father, I believe that today's delays are preparing tomorrow's blessings. I believe that no prayer falls into emptiness, for every word I lift up is bearing fruit in your divine timing. Lord, prepare me for the blessing you are about to release. Expand my heart so I may fully receive what you have prepared. Remove from me all doubt, fear, and anything that causes me to shrink back. Enlarge the spiritual space within me so that when blessings come, they will not overwhelm me but strengthen me and make me shine even brighter. Make me ready not only to receive, but to keep and share those blessings as a channel of grace for others. Lord, transform the way I see my life. Help me view delays not as failures but as a process of maturity. Help me see trials not as punishment but as gifts wrapped in adversity. Teach me to evaluate life not by what my eyes see but by the truth you have spoken. Show me the greater picture you are weaving in my life, the masterpiece in which every painful stitch, every dark shade, and every tangled thread plays a part in creating the final beauty. Remind me that you have never allowed a single day, a single moment, or a single sorrow to be meaningless. All of them are the work of your love. Lord, shift my perspective. Turn my heart into a place where faith shines, regardless of circumstances, where hope rises even in despair, and where your love flows like a river that washes away every lie the enemy tries to plant within me. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we may continue building a strong community of faith.